sorted in Chris's car, guys. Welcome back to the channel and a new video. We've had a lead on a little Toyota RAV4. We're going to head there. It's very, very reasonably priced. Does come with its faults, but you know us, we like to see if we can do something about that. So Chris is just going to drop me off there, and hopefully, well, you'll have to hang around in case we don't buy it, but fingers crossed we should buy it. So we're only about 5 minutes away. We'll pick up when we get there. In the meantime, let's do a quick check on it. So here we go, guys. I punched in the reg. Mileage okay, theft okay, accidents okay. We got no issues with this one at all. It has had a private number plate at some point in its life, CAS 9377, and then back onto its original reg. Brake pads wearing thin, brake hydraulic reservoir, that's a MOT advisories or a failure at some point. You get all of the MOT history on this check. We scroll a little bit further down, and here we've got that handy mileage graph, and as you can see, it's all going uphill, so it's going in the right direction. This check was performed in all of these countries, and right down the bottom of this check there's 9 helpful tips and tricks when buying your car of things to check. Also on there, there's all the specs and equipment. So here's all the helpful 10 things, 9 things rather, right down here at the bottom. So that all checks out okay. I'm just going to show you a quick example of what one would look like if there was an issue. So as an example today, we're going to use this BMW X5. Mileage there, okay. Theft there, clearly highlighted in amber. And a little bit further down on the check, it says there, United Kingdom stolen vehicle database found by the police. So that car is stolen. I want to thank Car Vertical once again for the continued support on the channel. Guys, if you want to use Car Vertical and benefit from a 15% discount, use the link in the description. So here we go, guys. We bought it. Really nice car for an older car. Automatic, very desirable. And really, yeah, it's got quite a few marks around it, but you can see there's a couple of little dents and a scuff in the door there. It's never going to affect this car, not at this age of its life and the current mileage. 2002 52 reg. It is quite a nice model. Leather seats, like I said, automatic, and there is the main damage. Now that is where the door has flown open and obviously bent round too far. You can see that does want pulling out there, but we will do something with that. Also, driving it home, I noticed that the front brakes are quite squealy and grinding as well, so needs discs, pads, etc. It did come with all the paperwork, like I say, and leather seats. But thankfully, guys, in this video, we have teamed up again with Comline Auto Parts. Guys, for those of you that don't know who Comline Auto Parts are, they are very, very affordable quality parts that you can pick up from your local motor factors. They supply the motor factors and the motor factors supply you. So we've got a nice service kit there. We've got the cabin filter, air filter, the oil filter, a nice new set of brake discs and pads. Guys, check out Comline. The links are in the description for their socials, where quite often they do giveaways, and also they will be doing a giveaway for a service kit we will be doing at the end of this video. So right at the end, I'll explain the rules and we'll go from there. I want to say a huge thank you again to Comline for the continued support on the channel. Let's get their quality parts fitted to this car. Well, it's a bit of a turn up for the books. I just went to pull it in the workshop. You would have seen this video already of Chris doing the bodywork on the RS2000, and he kicked me out. So guys, we're going to be working on this one outside today. I'm going to start it up, let it get really, really warm, and then we can drain the oil out and start going through the service. I'd like to do something with those headlights as well. They do look quite yellow. And then, of course, moving on to that driver's door, I'll have to get Chris to have a little go at that with the slide hammer. But let's get on with the service items and the front brakes. I was quite shocked there, guys, actually. I had to double check. When I drained the oil out, it was very minimal in there, and I thought, that's not right. So when I just rung up to get the oil, it actually only has 3.5 litres in it, which does make sense. Oh, Chris just popped out to say me. You warm enough in there?
Yes, thank you.
Chris is in the night, he's got the log burner going in there, and he's doing that bit of body work, and I'm going to crack on out here. So I've just got to put the oil in, and then we can move on to the brake pads. But very, very easy to do. And the oil filter, the air filter, you see those, I held it there for quite a while, really didn't look that old. And I can also see underneath it's got a brand new exhaust and 2 new lambda sensors. It's been very, very well looked after and maintained, this car, so hopefully it turns out to be a good one, which I'm sure it will. So this, I mean, these have not, they've been apart. There's some copper slip on there, I can clearly see, but they was grinding. And Chris said that is purely, I weren't sure, that's why I called him out, purely down to that lip on the edge there. The pads have been grinding on the edge of that lip. So we've got the nice new ones. Let's get them fitted, and then hopefully it'll be stopping and it won't be making any noises, because it was quite a horrible grinding noise when I was putting my foot on the brake. All coming together very, very quickly though, this one, and all seems to be quite easy. All the bolts are nice, you know, nothing's stuck, nothing's rounded off, nothing's really, really tight. So let's carry on. Quite straightforward there, guys. One back tool there, just to chuck in, wind the piston back after removing the cap on the reservoir, and cleaned it all up with some brake cleaner. New disc fitted, cleaned all the residue off of that. New pads are in. I've just got to literally torque it up, put the wheel back on, and that's that side done. I will do the other side off camera. I mean, it's not worth doing the same thing twice, guys, and don't want to just watch me on time lapse changing brake discs and pads. So I'll get this side all knocked out and move on to the other side. For me, the pollen filter normally is always the most awkward part to change on any car, because you have to undo something or take the scuttle panel completely off. But on this car, I was pleasantly surprised. I open the glove box, 2 little pins, one each side, down it comes, 2 little clips. That's why this is important, guys, pollen filter, because the air that comes from outside comes through this filter first. Let's compare it to the new one. I'm going to let all the leaves fall off in here because I'm going to need to clean it out anyway. We've actually got a grey one as the new one, so you're not going to see it so much, but you can see there what it has picked up and what it's caught. And I think you'd agree. It's quite a lot. So we get this new one fitted, and then that is it, all finished. Just slots in there, and you've got like little teeth there at the front and little teeth at the back, and that's locked in both sides, and that'll smell nice and different as well when you've got the air conditioning on. Sorry guys, as usual I do always forget. 112,000, nearly 113,000 on this one. Currently got no engine light up. Once it starts, that does go out. I've just finished putting the front brake discs, pads on, done the oil. I'm going to run it and then double check the oil, so that's 3.6 litres. And Chris said make sure you plug it in, of course, and do a little scan, and it has come up there. You have to excuse the state of my hands, I only put one glove on. And we have got a couple of fault codes. They must be historic because, like I say, the engine light does go out. But we've got catalytic system efficiency below threshold bank 1 current, catalytic system efficiency below threshold bank 2. We know it's got a new exhaust pipe and we know it's got 2 new lambda sensors, so we are going to clear them from the fault memory. I am going to pick this video up tomorrow, but in the meantime I'm going to chuck the tray plates in this and actually drive it home this evening, and tomorrow morning I'll plug it back in and see if any of those codes have come back, but it looks like they're okay. You're not going to know until you obviously start it up and drive it, but yeah, back in the morning. Well, I drove it home last night, guys. Got stuck in traffic, actually. Took me about 30 minutes to get home, and the car didn't miss a beat. And I've plugged it in again this morning, done a full code read on it, and none of those codes have come back. So moving on to the next job is those awful headlights. They're probably one of the most yellow headlights I've actually seen, apart from on that little Honda HR-V we bought, which were equally quite as bad as that. So I did get off of Amazon one of these little kits. If it is good, I am going to link it in the description. Now, you've all seen me do these headlights before with wet and dry, and I've buffed them up. And quite a lot of you said to me, Rob, you've got to UV protect those lights. So what I've done was thought, do you know what? I'll buy one of these little kits, actually show me doing it. And if it is good, then I can let you guys know that it's good. And of course, link it in the description. So it does say on the back what's in here. And basically, I think it's just enough to do everything twice. So content, sanding disc, P800 times 2, 1200 2, 2000 times 2, M10 male to female adapter, 40 gram polishing pads, etc, etc. So basically got the whole kit there, and it's just stage by stage you have to go through with the sandpaper. You can see they're all wet and dry, but they start off coarse and get less and less. Then you've got some wipes there, and of course some UV protection. So let's crack on and have a go at it. Now the question is, guys, would I recommend that? Absolutely, and I am going to link it in the description. Guys, look at the difference in those headlights. I mean, it was 10 minutes work, but what a huge difference that has made. I'm going to get on off camera and do that one that side. That one actually doesn't look as bad, because down here it's still quite, actually it is all yellow, isn't it? But up here, it's terrible. Just makes it look like a different car. Right, let's get on and get it done. That's both of them done, guys. But what I will say is, I've caused myself a little tiny bit of a setback there, because I've never used the LV protection, the protection for the headlights after doing these. So what I am going to say is, I was reading the instructions, and it actually says allow this protection, our UV protection, to dry for 2 hours. So I can't actually wash this or clean it up till that's completely gone off. So I am going to have a little go at getting this door. You can see how cheese grater it is. I'm going to have a little go at getting, like I said, I know we're not going to get that out, but I do want to get the edge of that door out so that it is sitting flush all the way down. So I'm going to pull the little slide hammer out, just go gently with it and see how we get on. I actually forgot to press play there on the time lapse, guys, but if you look now, I mean, you're never going to get it perfect, but now the door is true with the wing all the way down. So you got these little cracks in the paint here and these scratches. I have just run the little tiny polisher over it after I got it out there. But I got the little tiny, the tiny hook on the end of the slide hammer and just pulled it out just here I've got a slight high spot, but I just tapped it back with a panel hammer, and it really has took the eye off of it. It's all fine now. It's got quite a large gap in it, but that's not what we're worried about, and it's the same the other side anyway. So I'll just let them headlights dry and then we can move on. So guys, I realised that it only had about 3 months MOT on it, and when we sell it, we want to sell it with a year's MOT, but refusal of MOT test. So repair immediately, major defects. Exhaust has major leak of exhaust gases, central rear, and he actually told me it's not going to pass the emissions. I said, but I was underneath that car, it's got a brand new exhaust. He said, yes, nothing to worry about, it's actually one of the bolts is loose. So repair as soon as possible, minor defects, windscreen wiper blade offside front, windscreen wiper blade defective near side front, monitor and repair necessary, exhaust mount defective offside rear. So a couple of minutes after that we pass, and he tightened up the MOT tester, tightened up the exhaust bolt for me, and also one of the rubbers, it looked like it was broke but it wasn't clipped on, so he's clipped that on, and that's also got rid of the exhaust mount defective offside rear. So the only advisories we got is the 2 windscreen wiper blades, and I'm going to go now, pick those up, fit them, and that should be job is a good one. Overall, what a lovely little car this turned out to be. As you can see, I have just been and had it valeted, just a quick inside and out, £20 worth, and it has bulked the car up very, very nice. The wheels have a bit of corrosion on them, but you got to expect that. The car is 2002. We've got those nice new discs and pads on the front thanks to Comline, and I've just gone round and done a few other little bits and pieces on it, like repaired the edge of that door, and to be honest, that's going to be perfect. It's just not worth doing it. The value's not in the car, and that's really not going to affect it. Of course, we went round, done that repair on the headlights with that little kit. I'll link that in the description. That was very good. And this side, again, looks very, very nice and presentable. You got that little mark in the door there, but something that's not going to want doing. It's not going to warrant doing. So we know it is a petrol, but it is automatic with aircon, blows ice cold. I think you'd agree it's come up really, really nice. And we paid full price of what the person asked us for this car. I believe they went to trade it in, and they actually got offered a little bit less and thought it was worth a little bit more. So that's what we paid for it. Do you know what? Let's go inside. I'll tell you what we paid for it, what we've done and spent on it, and how much we would like for it. So just before I do these numbers, guys, I mentioned earlier in this video, thank you to Comline for sponsoring this video. Comline are running a competition. From today, you'll be watching this video. It's going to run for a week. There's going to be a link for it in the description down below. Very, very easy competition, and they're going to be giving away free service kits. So it's not going to cost you a penny, and it's going to be service kit for 3 people. So all you've got to do to enter that competition is go to the link in the description of this video, follow that, and it's very, very easy. I just read it myself, so I think you'll be happy with that. So down to the numbers on the little RAV4, £500. I said, yeah, we'll have it. He said, would you like to come and have a look at it? I said, not really, it's £500. You're saying that it's okay. And he said, we've had it 11 years, never had any problems with it. We've always had it serviced and looked after. So I said, okay, on that basis, we will buy it. We'll come and collect it, send us your address. So when I turned up there, I just jumped in it, paid him the money, and he was still wanting to know whether we wanted to have a look round it. But it is what it is, and we think that it was a little bargain. You know, it's reasonably priced. Where are you going to buy a little automatic car for 500 quid? I'm sure there's a few out there, but that's quite a nice little car. Wiper blades, I had to buy for it, a tenner. MOT is only £40, but he tightened up the exhaust for me, so I'll give him a 50. Headlight repair kit, 10 quid. I've linked that in the description. The valet I've just had done, 20 quid, £580, year's MOT, ready to go, out the door. We're going to ask 1100 for it. And I think it's worth every penny. And that is going to give us a pre-tax profit, 520 quid. Again, another one where we ain't broke any records. But if you do 2 or 3 of them a month, it soon adds up and it covers a lot of the bills. I am also going to mention quite a lot of people in the last 4 videos that we've done have all mentioned the Fiesta ST. When is the next video? Guys, that car is behind me, up on axle stands. There's a bonnet next to me, and that video will be coming very, very soon. Don't know the exact date yet, but it's all in process. So that is going to be the end of today's video. Huge thank you again to Comline. Check out that link and try and win that stuff. Like, subscribe, share. Check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. For those of you guys that are trying to find the description, when you're watching the video, on the right hand side there's a little drop down box. If you tap on that, it does give you the description there with all of the links in. Also, the email address for 4-Stroke Media is in there, which is nothing to do with us. We don't have any access to it, and we do not see any of those emails. Chris did write it on there, but we have had a phone call from him saying that he's getting inundated with emails from subscribers. So we just wanted to let you know, guys, if you are going to reach out to us, you know, reach out in the comment section of the actual video. I'm there to answer your questions, and of course, like your comments. You're not going to get a reply over there on that email because we just don't even see them. So that is the end of it. I'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.